statements to mark the United Nations International Day of Remembrance of Victims of Slavery, the global body said centuries of slavery laid the foundations for a system of discrimination based on white supremacy that is still prevalent today. As a workaround, UN Chief Antonio Guterres called for reparations to make amends for the harm done by the long years of slavery.
We call for reparatory justice frameworks to help overcome generations of exclusion and discrimination. Many of those who organized and ran the transatlantic slave trade amassed huge fortunes. Meanwhile, the enslaved were deprived of education, health care, opportunity, and prosperity. We appeal for the space and necessary conditions for healing, repair, and justice. And above all, we resolve to work for a world free from racism, discrimination, bigotry, and hate.
That statement echoes calls from the Abuja Proclamation, the first Pan-African Conference on Reparations, which was held in the Nigerian capital in April 1993. The conference led to a joint document on reparations. In one part, it stressed that Western nations who benefited from centuries of free slave labor and a century of colonial exploitation must fix the damage through monetary compensations, debt cancellations, and a higher Africa representation in global governance like the World Bank, International Monetary Fund, and the UN Security Council. African countries have been demanding compensation for the atrocity.
So, the Hamites get some money, but you think the Negroes here in America that suffered the worst, absolute worst punishment by the Most High God in heaven for the longest period of time? Let's get that. Okay. Hold on. Let's get it. Let's get Daniel. Where is it? Boom. Daniel chapter 9, verse 11. Okay. Daniel chapter 9, verse 8. O Lord, to us belongeth confusion of face, to our kings, to our princes, and to our fathers, because we have sinned against thee. To the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai our God belong mercies and forgivenesses, though we have rebelled against him. Neither have we obeyed the voice of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai our God to walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servants the prophets. Yep, all Israel, African Negroes to be put in FEMA camps, 21 million plus, right? All Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of Yahweh, because we have sinned against him. He hath confirmed his words which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. Right? What is that great evil? Being sold into slavery through the transatlantic slave trade. Let's go get that great evil. Okay? Yeah, let's go get that one. That great evil. Yep, let me see if I can find it. About the transatlantic slave trade. Yeah, it was definitely financed by these devils. Okay? Let's get it. Right? Yeah. It was financed by these animals, man. Okay. By these people. The transatlantic slave trade was financed by these people that you see on your screen in front of you. But you know, they have laws that protect them from whatever. This is the individual that created a hedge for their protection, right? He invented the term anti-S in 1860, Mort Steinschneider. The term is used to silence those that dare expose ish crimes. I mean, mainstream media, CNN, Fox News, everybody's exposing the ish crime against the Palestinians now. So now they want to shut everybody up and let them continue killing innocent people, right? But no, none of them are innocent. I mean, don't get me wrong. Alrighty, let me see about the transatlantic slave trade. I had a map of the transatlantic slave trade. I just showed it on another video. Trying to remember where I put it. It is definitely in here. It was a map of the whole thing. Okay, if I can just, it is in here. There it is. No, that's the Jade Helm, Salakia, about how they're going to arrest and put in prison American Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Transatlantic slave trade. I just had it. I know I had it. I just saw it, man. Man, come on, man. I just had it. I know I seen it earlier. I can't remember where I put it, you guys. I'm sorry. Salakia. You know, this is what they want to do. They want to shut people up, right? This is what they want to do, man. They want to shut people down. They don't want people to know the truth, right? His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. His eyes were as a flame of fire, right? His hair is not wool in these images. Okay? This image does not portray the description of Hamashiach written in the Bible. Matthew 24:4, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. Right? See? This is what everybody goes to church on Easter Sunday, dressed in their Sunday best, to worship this punk right here. You know, the gay homosexual son of this man here, Rodrigo Borgia, Pope Alexander VI. Okay? Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 15. For a father afflicted with untimely mourning, when he hath made an image of his child soon taken away, now honored him as a god, which was then a dead man, and delivered to him those that were under him ceremonies and sacrifices. Thus, in process of time and ungodly custom, evangelical Christianity, God loves everybody bullshit, an ungodly custom grown strong was kept as law, and graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings. See? So, yeah. It's just about over for these devils, man. Okay? This is what they're trying to cover up. Okay? This is what they're trying to cover up with the reparations bullshit. They want to pay us now. Right? I don't think they're going to do that. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are Yahweh's chosen people. Right? Deuteronomy 7:6, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power, and the Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Christianity is going against Yahweh. Deuteronomy 28:15 through 68. Those curses only happen to us and no other nations. But they want to give all the reparations to the so-called African countries. What about Haiti? Oh, that's in the West Indians. That doesn't count. See, everybody gets something but us. See? Right? Isaiah 65:15. See? And your future generations will carry the mark of a slave by having a Spanish last name. And ye shall leave your name for a curse unto my chosen, for the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua shall slay thee and call his servants by another name. Right? Wow. See? So. Right. Who are the Native Americans and how did they get to America? The 12 tribes of Israel split into 2 kingdoms after the death of King Solomon. The northern kingdom, today called Latinos and natives, Indians, and southern kingdom today called Negroes. In 2nd Ezra chapter 13, it describes how the northern kingdom was captured out of Israel and carried into slavery into Assyria. They made an agreement amongst themselves to travel to a land where no man dwelt before, so they could practice the commandments. So they entered the Euphrates River, and the Most High guided them to Azareth, today known as the Americas. And it gives you a biblical reference, 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 40. Let's get it. 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 40, right? Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea, the king, whom, because Hosea was the king of Israel at the time, I think, whom Salmanasar, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so they came into another land. Verse 41, but they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen, and go forward into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statutes which they had never kept in their own land. And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow places of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over. So the Atlantic Ocean was completely flat. They could just sail over there with a light wind. There was no Euroclydons, there was no monsoons, there was no typhoons, there was none of that shit going on out there in the ocean. It was completely flat, beautiful. Okay? There was no shark attacks, nothing. Okay? For that country, there was a great way to go, namely 1.5 years, and that same region is called Azareth. Then dwelt they there until the latter time, and now when they shall begin to come, right? The highest shall stay the springs of the stream again, that they may go through. Therefore thou sawest the multitude with peace. But those that be left behind of thy people are they that are found within my borders. Right? Now when he destroyed the multitude of the nations that are gathered together in the valley of Jehoshaphat, he shall defend his people that remain. And then shall he show them great wonders. Right? So, these countries that had us in slavery, they're finished. And they know it. And they ain't got much time. And they're trying to do everything they can to get out of it. Okay? They're trying to get out of it in this transatlantic slave trade. This is the wickedness that they've done, man. A focus on the ongoing identity crisis of the American Negro. The American Negroes and the Native Indians and the Latinos, they don't want them to have shit. They want to give the reparations to a bunch of Hamites who eat shit cakes for breakfast. And if they want hair coloring, they want a cow to piss on their hair so it turns red. Okay? I'm telling you, man, we are not Africans. 1600s, they called us savages. 1700s, they called us natives. 1800s, they called us niggers. 1900s, they called us darkies. 1910, pickaninnies. 1920, coons. 1930, spooks. 1940s, boy. 1950, colored. 1960s, Negroes. 1970s, brothers. African Americans. 1980, blacks. 1990, African Americans. 2000. Don't know what they're going to call us. Through the years, the black race has been known by many names. In the 1990s, they seized the opportunity to be officially recognized in an undeniably honest way with the collective title African Americans. Okay? Come on, man. We're the Israelites of the Holy Bible. That's the reason why there's so much confusion amongst our people, because our people don't know who they are. I mean, they did this shit to us on purpose, man. Okay? They did it to us on purpose. And now they want to force us to take the mark of the beast or to be put in prison. Revelation chapter 2, verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer, for behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. Now, Satan doesn't own any prison houses. He's a spirit. He's an evil spirit. So the devil the Bible speaks of is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the Caucasians, the children of disobedience, the children of wickedness, ungodly children, children that have not known the Most High. They don't know him. Okay? This is who these people are, man. This is who these people always have been. Okay? Real talk. So, let's see if I can get back to the video. Nope, guess not.
Also, African countries have been demanding compensation for the atrocities meted out on their ancestors for more than 3 centuries, but without much success. And recently, these voices are growing louder.
It is time for Africa, whose sons and daughters had their freedoms controlled and were sold into slavery, to also receive reparations.
The demand for reparations is not an attempt to rewrite history or to continue the cycle of victimization. It's a call to recognize the undeniable truth and right the wrongs that have gone unpunished for far too long and continue to thrive presently.
History already knows examples of successful cases. For instance, other groups like the Jewish victims of the Nazi Holocaust and Japanese Americans of the U.S. internment during World War II received $60 billion and $1.2 million respectively as monetary compensation. But is Africa...
What kind of compensation are these devils going to come up with for the Palestinian people? What compensation are they going to come up for what they've done to us? They wouldn't have any money. They wouldn't have a New York Stock Exchange. They wouldn't have a NASDAQ. And they wouldn't have an International Monetary Fund, a World Bank, or a Bank of International Settlements if they did not come to our land and enslave us and sell us through the transatlantic slave trade as a commodity. They wouldn't have a damn thing.
Case any different? Well, despite the UN admission, European states have their own views on the issue, where there is room for apologies but not reparations.
Today I'm standing here in front of you as your king and as part of the government. Today I'm apologizing myself. Today I'm asking for forgiveness for the crystal clear lack of action.
I would like to ask for forgiveness for what Germans did to your ancestors here. What happened here is our shared history, the history of your ancestors and the history of our ancestors in Germany.
Although many Belgians sincerely loved the Congo and its inhabitants, the colonial regime as such was based on exploitation and domination. This regime was one of an unequal relationship, in itself unjustifiable, marked by paternalism, discrimination, and racism. It gave rise to abuses and humiliations. On the occasion of my first trip to the Congo, here in the face of the Congolese people, and those who still suffer today, I wish to reaffirm my deepest regret for these wounds of the past.
Despite the call from the United Nations, the culpable Western states are unwilling to change the status quo. But many people in Africa and beyond will be closely watching to see what happens next. Timothy Obiezu, RT, Abuja, Nigeria.
Shalom.